Kart racing games were a dime a dozen on the PlayStation and other consoles, and it's of no surprise that you've seen a lot of other classic cartoons and name brands try to capitalise on this popular trend, with one of the classic cartoon elements being from the Smurfs, which would get their own version of a racing game, simply known as Smurf Racer, that would take heavy inspiration from icons such as Super Mario Kart, Crash Team Racing, among many others, that allowed you to play as your favourite Smurf characters from the cartoon series, all with their own individual vehicles to choose from, all with their own attributes, weapons and features that you can use, and you will be tasked with racing throughout championships in various locations, which you will have to unlock as you play. So in order to gain access to everything that's in the game, you have to play through the campaign, and you will get previews of each of the tracks, the layouts, the corners and what you need to do in each race. But in order for you to get ahead, you do have to take advantage of different aspects, like from the weapons that you do acquire. You also do have to contend with similar aspects of these type of racing games with the likes of rubber banding techniques, where racers can overtake you at any random point in the game, which can be frustrating. But on easier difficulties, this game isn't as severe compared to other racers on the PlayStation and even on other consoles, so it definitely has more of a beginner friendly approach to it, which is a rarity in these type of games, to be totally honest. So in the grand scheme of things, when we look at it in terms of its play style, it doesn't really offer anything new overall. You pick a character of your choosing, you get to work with trying to win races, you eventually unlock different tracks that you can play as, you unlock some additional features, some other characters, vehicles, the further into the game that you get, that you can reuse over and over again. So there is a lot of replay value. The game does allow you to play multiplayer mode with your mates as well, so that definitely adds to the appeal. Plus you get full voice acting and 2D cutscenes that do appear at different points to give you an idea of what you're supposed to do. So it does add an extra level of interactivity to the game. But in fairness, having spent time playing it, right, it's definitely not the best racer, but it's a lot better than you would dare think. It definitely looks a lot more simplistic compared to other games of its type, but it's just as addictive, I found. The longer I spent putting time into this game, the more I found I was beginning to really enjoy it. There's just something quirky and charming about the visuals and just the gameplay style. When you explore all the different environments with all of the colourful graphics, which are very nice to look at, and it really suits the gameplay style, in all fairness to it. So obviously with each championship mode, you will go through different locations and there'll be a set number of tracks, which there's actually quite a few tracks in this game, in fairness to it, so there's definitely enough to keep you playing for quite a while. I even found myself, for the first campaign, you could be playing for almost an hour just getting through the first selection of tracks before you're then brought to another location which you have to do the same all over again. So there's a hefty number of tracks available in the game, which I didn't expect, but it provides even more reasons to play the game, in fairness to it. Now, if there's one gripe that I will say that I found with the game, when you're using some of the weapons, the likes of the rockets and so forth, when you pick them up, if you try to use them straight away with opponents that are in front of you, sometimes the hits don't even register. It does little to no damage or even interaction with the characters, so they can just keep moving forward. In some cases you might get lucky where a hit does register, but it doesn't always happen. So all you can really just depend on is just overall skill in order to try and win races. Now, it's not to say that it's easy, it's not. It does be challenging at different points, but it's definitely a lot easier compared to other kart racer games of its type that I have played. It is fun, it's quirky, it's charming, and if you do like kart games, I recommend you give it a try. But ideally, like everything else with this style and genre of game, if you've played one, chances are you've pretty much played them all, because they all utilise the same concepts. They just try to put their own subtle spins on it, which this game does, and it does it well, and it keeps things as simple as possible, which does make it more appealing for beginners to come in and enjoy the experience. So for those reasons alone, it is worth a try. Plus, if you're a fan of the Smurfs cartoon, all the more reason to give it a go. But aside from that, I would love to know your thoughts of this game and what you think of it overall. Do you enjoy these type of kart racers, or are you looking for more alternatives to the likes of games with Mario Kart and Crash Team Racing and the like? If you are, then this is definitely one to check out. But be sure to share your comments down below. And if you would like to see more content around other interesting and quirky kart racer games like this that were also released on the PlayStation over the years, then you can check out this playlist here on screen to see more of those games in action. And as always, keep those gaming memories alive.